Hey everyone, I'm back with another video. Today I'll be doing a unboxing on yet again another sharp object. So today this one's from Amazon, which is not typically where I would order knives, but I'm unboxing this one with my Victorinox again. So I typically don't order from Amazon, but this one was kind of a last minute kind of thing where I wasn't really intending on buying it at all, but it just kind of happened. Let me see, make sure there's nothing in here, and I'll just grab this. So, you're like, Eric, you just got a bunch of Leathermans. I know. And this is very familiar to the last video. This is another Leatherman Micra. So just normal packaging for these. Just a really bland packaging for this Micra. There you can see it has a really long number there, and that, I guess that would be the item number 833034, and this is in Arctic. So let's open this up, and we will see this new Micra I have, and this is in Arctic. So I do like this a lot, actually. The reason I got rid of the other one is I didn't necessarily like the colors I picked. The other one was called Parakeet, and it was a very bright, vibrant two colors that I really didn't vibe with. I typically like blues and teals like the Parakeet was, but I like the sky blue color a lot as well. This one's more of my vibe. It's just a pale. It's kind of it's a little gray. It's coming a little bit more blue on camera, but it's just like a sky blue. They just call it frost or winter frost. I don't know the exact name, but this is a very nice color that I think I'm going to like a lot better over time. I think just with the different two-tone and bright colors that the Parakeet would get on my nerves after a while. But with a color kind of like this, is more normal. I like this one over time, and this one will actually grow on me a little better over time anyways, which I would prefer. So I'll start opening up these tools, showing y'all what is in the Micra. I did the same thing in the other video, but I can show these more clearly now that I'm not rushed to open up the other one. So they do work on a slip joint mechanism. You can see this one is closed all the way, but it just swings in and stops right here where that lip is. It just stops right there from moving. This has a bottle opener and then a tiny itty bitty flathead screwdriver. You could use this for like a sunglass screws or any other really tiny screw heads. Then this one is actually for Phillips, but it is a flathead, but it has that pyramid shape, so it could fit a Phillips head or flathead. And then it does have a pair of tweezers as well. These actually seem more, I don't know what the word would be, but these feel sturdier than the other pair I had. These feel like these could actually grab something if I needed it to. So that is on this side of the blade, or of the handle. It does have the key ring. This is a very small knife, so you can't just put it on your keys and, just forget about it because it's just that small and light. Then, of course, it does have the pair of scissors. These are spring-loaded, so it will, it will come back out. You don't have to worry about it not doing what you need it to because it is spring-loaded. Kind of right here is the spring, I would think. And then on the other side, it has this tool right here, and then all these do have the Leatherman name on the tang of the blades as well. This one is for digging under your fingernails. after working, and then this is for filing your fingernails. So they kind of market it as a grooming tool almost. Of course, these do all close down in there. This is just a medium size flathead. I wouldn't want to pry on this just because this is a smaller thing. It's just, I wouldn't want to loosen this pivot any. But another flathead. And then last but not least, it does have a pocket knife blade as well. It's just a very small blade, and these are chisel ground. I don't know if y'all can tell, but let me close these and I'll tell you why I don't prefer chisel ground blades. So you can see right here, you cannot see the sharp edge on this side. It is sharp, but this is not an edge right there. On this side, you can see the sharp edge. You can see where the light hits it there. That is where it is actually sharp, but it is flat on this side. Most pocket knives do have both edges sharp, while this one is considered a chisel ground blade. I can't really get it to look how I want it to. Let me see if I can try. Yeah, so here is where it is sharp. It is only sharp on this top part of the knife, but it's flat on this end. So if knives like these, it is hard to, do a slicing motion. Like if I wanted to do a paper test, it would be kind of hard. Let me grab a piece of paper and a different knife so I can kind of show y'all what I mean. So I just got this piece of packing paper, and then I have this side, and I'm going to do, this is the sharp edge right here. So I'm going to do sharp edge down and see if this will cut. So it's not the sharpest, but it does cut. But say if I wanted to cut it like this, if I was left-handed, the sharp edge is down, and it is not going to cut as well. And this knife's also just not very sharp right out of the box, unfortunately. But you can see if you're left-handed, it doesn't hook like it should and just like the cut. This, for example, on like a Benchmade, you do have, there's a sharp edge, and then there's a sharp edge where they grind it. And then you can just cut it. You can cut it like normal. And it just, the blade wants to glide through because both sides are sharp. On a knife like that, that's chisel ground, it does not want to cut very well. And it not being very sharp does take away from that as well. I can compare these two blades. You can see that it is a very small blade. Sharpness to sharpen this mini bug out is a lot bigger. Size-wise, they're not necessarily substantially different. Of course, this one will just be swallowed by my hand, while this one does have a little room left. But just to say, these are both itty-bitty knives, while this one's even smaller. And I wanted to compare my Victorinox, because these are kind of in class with one another. Before I do that, I want to show y'all the ruler on this. Let me see if this will cooperate. So that's closed all the way. These do have marks right here. It is, there's 1 inch, there's 2, and then there's 4. So this would be close to 1 inch right here. So if you need something that's about 5 inches, you can, or you can flip it over and you can get metric side, and you're getting about 12 centimeters worth. So you just gotta lay it flat down. You can just do it like that. I'll have this one, and I'll show y'all that you can just measure it like this. You hold it like that. that Victorinox is looking at about 2.25 inches. I don't know. But you can just see, you can just lay it down kind of next to it and get a rough size, and then you're done. But these do just have the scissors instead of the pliers that typical Leathermans carry. Even the smaller Leathermans do come with pliers typically. That's the Micra. This is the Victorinox, and it does have a lot of the similar tools, including scissors. You can just see that these are kind of small and flimsy, while these are actually built very well. These are more actual scissors, while this is, you need a pair to cut a string off your shirt, while this can actually probably pop through some, this one can probably pop through some zip ties or, stronger materials that this wouldn't even phase. But this one would do very well. And, it's a good size. It's nice and controllable. This is, you can just pop it like this, and you can really do a good job cutting. Very ergonomic scissors for what they are. While these, you got to do it like this, and you can just 1, 2, 3, 4. This would take forever to cut something. But this having a bigger pair of scissors makes it a lot nicer. But yeah, tool-wise, this is a small Phillips head, and then it does have a bottle opener, and then it does have a small little blade. I'll compare blades. I actually really like this Victorinox blade. This one is sharp on both sides, and it's very slicey. It's a very thin blade, so it makes it very easy to just cut through stuff. And then kind of the same thing, this does have a flat head here and a fingernail file, and then the pair of scissors along with it. Flip these over. So, very similar knives. I prefer the Micra just for EDC. This one's built a lot stronger than, say, a Victorinox. Most Leathermans tend to outperform Swiss Army knives from what I've seen. I don't have any snazzy Victorinoxes like some people that people might disagree with me on build quality, because I don't necessarily know, but I wouldn't want to be pushing this one like I would want to push this one. Blade lengths, Victorinox does have it. No, Leatherman has a longer sharp edge than the Victorinox. But, of course, this blade does have the advantage being sharp on both sides and not being... This one's probably a hollow ground or a flat grind, while this one's just chisel grind. And I prefer a quote-unquote normal pocket knife like this would have. So, anyways, I will let y'all go. Thank y'all for watching this. I'm glad I swapped these and just got the color I would prefer. This winter color is more my style. I love blue, but I didn't like the blues of the Parakeet. But this one is a lot more neutral, kind of goes with everything else, and I'm glad I swapped. So, y'all have a great rest of y'all's day. Make sure y'all have any thoughts and comments down below, and y'all have a good day. Bye.